Blair, and today I'm going to be doing a 5-month book wrap-up. I would like to start off this video just giving you a little update on my life. So in March, I was doing really good at reading. I just didn't have time to film a review. In April, I read a bunch of books, and I think I filmed an April review. My microphone didn't work, and it didn't record it, and I was just like, I do not have the time or energy to redo this, so I didn't. And then I was like, oh, I'll just do a double book wrap-up. And then May hit. I read one book in May, and it was because I was so busy with the end of the school year. And then in June, I was in a musical, and I actually did really good at reading there. And then I was too busy packing for New York to film like a 4-month wrap-up. Then July hit, and I got back from New York 2 weeks ago. And I've been trying to read a lot. I thought I would wait till the end of July to do a wrap-up, so here I am. I'm a senior in high school, and I'm actually figuring out my colleges right now. As of right now, my list is Emerson College in Boston, UCLA, AMDA, where I went in New York, but I'm gonna go to the LA campus, and then Columbia College Chicago. I got back from New York and I've been reading a lot. I've been trying to just sit down and read and get back into the swing of things. Whenever I have time to read, I don't know what to read. And I have a TBR, but nothing's really making me want to read it. Usually I just go to my library and just pick out 6 books. And the last time I went, I actually read 4 of the 6, so I was pretty proud of myself. Here's my wrap-up. I'm hoping it's not going to go too long. I'm not going to take that long on the summaries of the books just because I have links to all of the descriptions for Goodreads and things like that below, but I don't want this video to take 7 years because I have a lot of books. It's been 5 months. Okay, so the first book I read in March was The Start of Me and You by Emery Lord. I actually just figured out how to do this. Do you see how cool I am? I feel so cool. When I edit this, I'm like, wow, I'm the coolest person ever. So I gave this book 5 stars. The basic summary, it's a contemporary love story. I went into it not knowing much, and I really enjoyed it, so you should do the same. Our main characters are Max and Paige, so yeah. The next book that I read was Impulse by Ellen Hopkins. I also gave this book 5 stars. This is a free verse poetry novel. It's about these 3 teenagers who are in a hospital, and I'm pretty sure it's a psychiatric hospital. Ellen didn't really clarify that, but they all tried to kill themselves, and it's really deep, really intense, and really good. I liked it. The next book I read was actually an audiobook, so I listened to it. It's Extraordinary Means by Robin Schneider. I gave this book 5 out of 5 stars. It's about these teenagers who are in a sanitarium, but yeah, there's a love story, and it's really good. It made me cry. So, moving on to April. The first book I read in April was One Man Guy by Michael Barakiva. Yeah. 5 stars. It's a cute little contemporary. It's actually LGBTQ, so if you like that ish, just like I do, then go and find it and buy it, or, library it, anything you can. Cinder by Marissa Meyer, and I actually had to read this for class. It was a book report thing, and I gave it 3 stars. I know a lot of people like it, but I don't know, it must not have been the right time for me to read it because I felt like it was very juvenile. Because it's a fairy tale retelling, I honestly was like, I know what's gonna happen. The next book I read was also for class, A Visit from the Goon Squad by Jennifer Egan. I had to read this for a college class I had. I gave it 3 stars. It was alright. The next book I read was Symptoms of Being Human by Jeff Garvin. I actually listened to it, and I gave it 5 stars. It's about a person who is gender fluid, and it was just so cool to learn about that. I had never read into it, and it was fantastic. Now on to the most depressing month of all, May. I read 1 book, and it was for class. I read Maximum Ride by James Patterson, and I gave it 4 stars. This book, you've probably heard about it. I used to watch the commercials on TV, and I was really confused. It's about half bird, half people. And I thought it was good. I mean, I wasn't bored, and I was so busy in May with the end of the school year that I was unable to read like anything, like finals for college and just I actually was in a musical this month, so I actually had a lot of time to read in the beginning of rehearsals. The first book in June I read was Perfect by Ellen Hopkins. If you remember, I read Impulse. This is book number 2, and I gave it 5 stars. I really liked it. I actually liked it better than Impulse. When We Collided by Emery Lord. So I gave this book 4 stars. I found this book on Goodreads and it looked really good. I am usually drawn to things that are about mental illness, and I actually had to stop myself. You'll kind of see in the next few that I kind of go away from mental illness books just because I needed to take a break from it. It gets really draining going into characters' minds and having them have a mental illness, just because it can trigger. It can definitely trigger, and it can be really hard to get through those books. But they're so important to YA, and so I really want to read them, but I just had to take a little quick break. And I actually got into it in August when I read a book by Benjamin Alir Saenz, my baby. Anyways, When We Collided is about a girl who has a mental illness, and she falls in love with a boy. The next book I read was actually a poetry book, Mouthful of Forevers by Clementine von Radix. Isn't that a fun name? I love it. I give this book 5 stars. It's a really quick read, obviously, because it's a poetry book, and it's really good. Your Voice Is All I Hear by Leah Shire. I actually gave it 4 stars, and it's about a girl whose boyfriend is put into a mental hospital, and she kind of has to save him from himself, and it's fantastic. Wrong Side of Right by Jen Marie Thorne, and I gave it 4 stars. And I read this book and it was really good. It was just a fun, fluffy, contemporary, there's politics in it, and I loved it because I just needed that. After that really heavy mental illness book, I just needed something light and something that would make me feel good. Tricks, which also is by Ellen Hopkins. I gave it 2 stars. I really just pushed through it because I actually did not like it. It was really hard to read. I think her purpose was for it to be really hard to read because it's about child or teenage prostitution, and so it's such a heavy topic, but I didn't know that's what it was about, and so I wanted to read it because it's Ellen Hopkins and I want to read all of her stuff, but it was just really hard to read. July! Yeah! Okay, so the first book I read in July was Kill the Boy Band by Goldie Moldavsky. I gave this book 3 stars. I actually read it in a day. I was really proud of myself before I left for New York. This book is about these fans who literally capture a boy band, like One Direction. It's actually supposed to be like One Direction, and it's really crazy and hectic and good. It's really fluffy and light, so if you want something that's easy to read and light, then pick this one up. Chasers of the Light by Tyler Knott Gregson. This is another poetry book, and it's really good. I loved it. I actually have this one because I haven't been able to buy anything because I went to New York and I needed money for New York. But then I didn't have money for books and I was sad, but I got this one from a company. I requested it from them and they sent it to me. So for my review, I get this book and I'm excited. But my review will not upload to the world and I'm angry. I Almost Forgot About You by Terry McMillan. This book is about a woman who's in her 50s and she's trying to find herself again, and she is going back in time to revisit all her loves to thank them for loving her. And I loved it. I gave it 5 stars. It was absolutely fantastic. It's an adult book. It's the perfect size though. I literally, I loved holding this. The last book I read in July was The Difference Between Me and You by Madeline George. I gave this book 3 stars. It was really quick to read. I think I read it in a day and a half. If you want to see the books I read, then go follow me on Goodreads. The link is below. I usually keep that very updated because I like when you input what page you're on, it tells you how far you are percentage-wise. I love that because it makes me feel so good. This book is a LGBTQ again. 3 stars just because it was, again, kind of just juvenile. Not too much, but just a little bit for me, just because I'm almost 18 and I'm getting into the new adult books. and adult books. Ooh. Actually, I wanted to tell you guys that soon I'm going to be making a book video about all my recommendations for LGBTQ books. So if you have any recommendations so they can be added to that list, then comment below. I'm going to make it soon for my lovely friend McKenna. She really wants a list. She actually texted me the other day and was like, all capital letters, I need a book, preferably LGBTQ. And I was like, Simon versus the Homo sapiens agenda. Yes, that is my update for you all. That is 5 months of books that I read. Let's see the total, everybody. 18 books. It's not good, but I'm a little behind, but I'm alright with that. I'll catch up. I know I will. I've been doing really good, and I'm gonna go to the library today, so I'm very excited. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Bye! This book is about Jessie and Emily, right? I don't have it. It was a library book. Hello all, my name is Blair. Oh, what am I doing with my life?